It tells a compelling,
It raises the bar for open world mission design.
9 out of 10. You must win badass.
Very best video games ever made.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I even like GTA. Wait! This is my video, my channel, my doing of whatever the fuck I want.
I got a little job for you, pal.
Now, I've played a very much many open world games in my time, and it feels like the older I get, the more I seem to realize that what I've been playing growing up is just a bit...
Helikopter, helikopter.
But I get it. Our boys were responsible for the birth of this gargantuan genre that would only go on to influence hundreds of games to come in the future, yes? Yes, I get it. But when you're an ultra mega epic Game Boy Alpha like me, you can't help but feel that there's playing better than what this franchise has offered lately. Which is a shame, because people eat this stuff up like the mindless goots that they are and call it a masterpiece, like they've never seen nor played anything else in their lives. And that should make me sad. So we're gonna lend our boys a helping hand by talking about the good stuff, the not, and how they can improve these open worlds that they big themselves up for. Rockstar isn't gonna give a shit what you think, you know. Do you mind? You cockhead. I'm trying to record my lines here, you plebs. Now first we've got to talk about Rockstar's average game worlds. They're too big, not because of their size alone, but because there is next to nothing to do in these wide open spaces that pretend to be content. There's nothing to do over here, there's nothing engaging to find over there, nothing but lifeless fields and rolling hills that give us nothing but jack diddly squat. And what's more is when these games do give you something to do. Outside of the main missions, that is. It's either whatever you can come up with on your own accord or something other empty activity that's got nothing to do with the open world itself. It's a lost and directionless experience. Rockstar games have grown reliant on scripting their content and melting the ever-loving shit out of your hardware. Among other things... And it's disheartening to see that barely anyone seems to point this out more often, especially since the same organization have achieved much better open world formulas at least twice in the past. Remember this game? Probably not. Remember this game? Probably even less so. Oh! Now this only scratches the surface of open world games that were able to do a good job too. But I want to focus on these guys specifically because it's mainly Rockstar games we're talking about, so...
He's a lunatic. Absolute nutbox.
So what makes a good open world game? What should we be able to do when we're not playing the game's campaign? Well, I'll tell you. Stop asking. The world needs an incentivized and dynamic system to it. It needs stuff you can engage with that will serve an overall purpose of what you've come here for in the first place. And what's a better game to start with other than Hotline Miami, open world, edition, Grand Theft Auto style game. That's my boy. I will happily do a full review of this game if anyone wants me to, please. Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars is a fantastic example of what a good open world formula can be. To put it simply, you play as a drug dealer, and the city you play in utilizes this by hiding even more dealers all over the bloody place. So if you want to make that dough, get product of your own and sell it for a profit. Now there's all kinds of ways to acquire this stuff, whether you're scooping it out of dumpsters, jacking it from local gangs, or doing it the honest way and finding good prices in the market. Easy enough provided it's not a bust! All the different kinds of drugs you obtain are priced according to their trade value and quality. This gives you plenty to plot and plan who to buy from and who to sell to in order to maintain your income. And while it's easy enough to get filthy rich by striking that one deal you've been searching for, it's also just as easy to spend it all on safe houses, vehicles, more drugs and, of course, guns. It's a simple yet so effective gameplay loop that could keep me hooked for hours and hours at a time. It's almost like it's heroin or something. That's not even including all the interactive shit that they sprinkle throughout the action. It just gives you all these crisp moments. It's just... ooh! Ooh. This next game being Canis Cadum Edit. Oh, Bully for short. Whatever, let's go!
Surrounded and up against a wall, I'll shred them all and go with you. Stay with me, no, you don't need to run. Stay with me, my brother, you don't need to run.
Bully has an interesting formula because the world limits you to a daily time limit. You play as a rugged teenager, and as such, you get up to shit that teenagers do. Whether that be going to school, attending class, skiving class, getting into detention, making friends, making enemies, getting into fights, and most importantly,
the bullying of small children.
And making sure whatever you do fits neatly within your busy schedule, because otherwise...
Major fracture detected.
Ah, my shoes! It's a world that requires you to follow its rules to enough of an extent that it always keeps you busy, but not so much that it strips you of too much free time either. It's this clever kind of balance that rewards you for being a part of this open world and punishes you if you veer away too much from the rules that set out before you. Freedom in open world games seems to be a highly overlooked concept in mainstream media. It always looks great at first, but what people forget to ask is, what can I do with that freedom? Sometimes that open-ended nature can only go so far without a direction to take. Hence, it never really lasts that long. It's kind of why I wish our boys would just take a note from games like these more often, because they're fucking cool. I don't know about any of you, but for me, if Grand Theft Auto VI is gonna be another overpriced, staff-abusing, hardware-melting game where everything looks so pretty and realistic, yeah, all I can really do is fruitlessly drive round and shoot people for fuck all, and I don't think those corporate lads up top will be seeing my hard-earned pennies anytime soon. Unless that's your jam, then in which case, congratulations! 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 Congratulations!